$10,000 is sitting on the table. To claim it, a contestant must complete one repeatable task: shoot down a cluster of balloons. Success depends on predictable marksmanship. You line up the sights, pull the trigger, and eliminate the targets one by one while they remain stationary. The challenge is designed around targets filled with helium. This buoyancy creates an inherent instability, exerting a constant upward pull that creates tension on the tethering string. This diagram defines the spatial limits of the game. The green bounding box at eye level is the capture zone, representing the area where a contestant can reliably land a hit. Above it is the red loss zone, an infinite vertical space. Adding buoyancy to a precision task requires the contestant to adjust to a target that is never in the same place twice. This creates a state of constant mental recalculation as the window for a successful hit closes. The moment the balloons slip their physical restraints, the static shooting range converts into a rapidly expanding vertical airspace. The targets accelerate toward the sky. On the ground, the host's instructions become more urgent, urging the contestant to act before the targets clear the ceiling. This graph plots the accelerating upward trajectory of a balloon against the limit of human aiming speed. The target quickly hits escape velocity. Escape velocity is the threshold where the physical speed of an object outpaces the human nervous system's ability to track and fire a projectile. As the balloon moves higher, the visual hitbox shrinks. Because the target's distance from the shooter increases exponentially every second, the required margin of error for a successful shot disappears. To track this rise, the contestant must abandon a stable, grounded stance. They are forced to crane their neck and lean their torso backward to aim straight up at the ceiling. Firing while visually tracking a target moving outside of a natural forward field of vision causes accuracy to drop. The mechanical alignment between the eye and the barrel is compromised by the extreme angle. Stripped of a clear sightline, the contestant relies on pure volume. They pull the trigger as fast as possible, throwing projectiles upward in a desperate attempt to catch a balloon by chance. Vertical acceleration dictates the terms of the engagement. The shooter is now fighting a target that gains distance faster than the human eye can reliably track. On the ground, the host and bystanders create a wall of auditory noise. Overlapping commands and warnings compete for the contestant's attention. Shouted instructions from external sources disrupt a shooter's internal focus. Instead of maintaining trigger control, the brain is forced to process panicked environmental data. Despite this sensory assault, the contestant manages to pop a few moving targets mid-flight by adjusting their aim on the fly. However, each hit takes time. The seconds spent focusing on one balloon allow the remaining targets to drift further away, making subsequent shots nearly impossible. The contestant experiences task saturation. Task saturation is a cognitive failure point where a person is given more physical and mental demands than their working memory can manage. They must track, aim, and fire while filtering out loud, conflicting vocal cues. This high-pressure environment triggers an adrenaline surge. While useful for survival, adrenaline degrades the fine motor skills required for precision shooting exactly when they are most needed. The balloon finally crosses the maximum range of the contestant's weapon. It shrinks into a tiny dot against the sky, reaching the physical point of no return. The kinetic action stops immediately. Firing ceases, the shouting ends, and the realization of the miss creates a heavy stillness. The rules of the challenge are binary. Hitting 99% of the targets results in the same $0 payout as hitting none of them. The host confirms the outcome. The words, "I'm sorry, your money's gone," formalize the permanent loss of the $10,000 prize. This chart maps the psychological crash. As the blue area representing the contestant's perceived control collapses, the red area of environmental chaos surges to fill the timeline. Viral challenges demonstrate a harsh reality. A life-changing sum of money can be erased